Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Marcus Bibbs coming at you guys, and I know today I wanted to just run through real quick. This session is basically, do you want balance? And the whole premise behind what we're talking about, and just in the kind of the series that's shaping up with these videos is somebody who is wanting to own for themselves and kind of the mindset and thought process that goes with that. So the reason why I wanted to bring up balance is because a lot of people, they already have lives, they already have things that they're looking to accomplish in a professional capacity, but maybe they want more for themselves, and they start to do more for themselves, create a company, build for themselves. And, the issue of balance comes up, and it happens all the time. It happens all the time. The issue of balance comes up. And most people think you want balance. Most people, a lot of feedback, and you have to be careful who you get feedback from. Most employee-minded people, or most people who have never really built a company for themselves, or built cash flow producing assets, or done anything for themselves, they'll tell you that you need to balance yourself, and they'll give you that perspective. And you just really have to be careful who you talk to. Anybody that you get feedback from, and this is just like a side note, anybody you get feedback from, they have to be credible. They should be credible in what you're trying to accomplish. And so you have to be careful, because people will tell you, I've had people tell me, I need more balance in my life. I need to make sure, like, if I go hard in building and establishing my company, and I'm building my assets and building my financial future, building my legacy, and people tell me I need more of a balance, well, then you have to think about, well, if I want balance, I have to be in balance for a while. I call it a short time for a lifetime. And when you think about that, when you work for somebody else, and you have a job, and your job is, the work-life balance, right? The big thing that will come up is, well, I'm working 40, 50 hours a week. I want to spend more time with the kids, or I want to do this, that, and the other. And it's because you have to have it in your mind. I'm working for this amount of time. I'm working for 40, 50 years of my life, right? So balance is important. Well, when you start to build for yourself, you can literally put, I would say, 5 to 10 years into building something for yourself, and you live the lifestyle like nobody else can. And so it just depends on what you're doing. It depends on your outcome. But let me explain balance real quick. Balance is something that, it's not a real thing. You're never going to become wealthy by living a balanced lifestyle. If you're going to build something for yourself that's going to create wealth, you have to realize that you're going to live an imbalanced life for the extent and the time span of you actually doing that thing. So for my wife and I, it's been about 5 years where we've been building our own assets. We've been building our company from the ground up. And we have 3 kids. I have a professional life, and I have a life with, serving and doing others for people, and doing for other people, and building my company, and so there's no balance. There's times when I'll start working at 7 a.m. and I won't wrap up what I'm doing until maybe, maybe 9, 10 p.m., if that. And then I'm on the phone, with my mentors, getting perspective on things for the next day. And I have kids. I have this life that I have. And the most important thing I think about balance is that the reason why I have such an imbalanced life is because I expect an imbalanced life in terms of the other side. I expect to live financially free, debt free. I have all control over time and money. I have no job. I don't need one. I'm unemployable. I'm not unemployed. I'm unemployable, which means that I make too much money for a job, and it's passive income. So my time is actually worth more than the money that the company would give me. And so the goal is to be unbalanced for a small period of time, to live an imbalanced life of freedom. And I want to be free to write my own books. I want to be free to build my own school. I want to be free to spend time. I want to be free to just take my kids on a 2-month vacation. I want to be free to do all these other things. And you don't get free. You don't actually gain your freedom by living a balanced life. You have to realize that when you build for yourself and you create for yourself, you are going to put in a lot of effort. But here's the thing, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, all that is going to pay off and then some when your revenue is there, when whatever you're creating, whatever company you have, whatever infrastructure you're building and all that, that's not important. What's important is your mindset needs to be, I'm going to put in a lot more effort and a lot more time into what I'm doing so that it can give me the life that I want. It can give me the imbalance that I want. See, people don't want balance. When you want balance, everything is shared. I'm going to say that again. Balance means that everything is shared. So a balance means I'm a shared dad with my job. I'm a shared husband with my job. I'm a shared son, brother, friend with my job. All my time is shared when I have balance. But here's the idea. The idea behind imbalance is I'm going to put all of my life for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years into what I'm doing because of the outcome of imbalance that it gives me on the other side. I can take a 3-month vacation. I can buy the house that I've never thought I could buy before. You guys have to realize, and I know you guys know this, but sometimes your career can be limiting on the income potential. And sometimes if the income potential is there, it may take too long to get to it. But when you are imbalanced in the time you put in, I mean, seriously, guys, I work 8 to 9 hours a day for the company I work for currently. And then on top of that, I go straight into building my assets, straight into building my company from, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock to 10, 11, sometimes midnight. And then I'm on the phone with my mentors, helping me calibrate and make sure that my thought process is on point. And so when you think about like balance, that's not balance. But here's the thing. I guarantee you with the work that I'm doing now, in the next 12, 18, 24 months, I'm also going to live an imbalanced life, but it's going to be a free life. There is going to be no sharing. I'm going to be a 100% dad, 100% husband, 100% brother, 100% son, 100% friend, 100% partner to everybody, because for a short period of time, I lived an imbalanced life. I now can switch over and live an imbalanced life of freedom. And that's really the mindset. Don't do things listen, when you go do something for yourself, when you launch something for yourself and you're doing more, realize this. You can Uber for extra money. You can Airbnb for extra money. You can go do favor for extra money, right? Do something that is going to be where you put your life into it and it gives you the outcome that you want. If you want financial freedom, you got to do something that's going to give you financial freedom. You're not going to Uber your way to financial freedom. That's active income. You want to build passive income. You want to build assets. You want to build something that's long-term sustainable. You want to build something that's willable to your children. You want to be able to mentor and coach your children. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you have to think about what you want. And if you don't know what you want as an adult, think about it. Spend time thinking about it. And then when you start to pursue that, I've talked about this in other videos, pursue relationships and the resources come. Pursue people who have what you want. Have the guts to ask for help. Reach out and ask people for help. Ask people for guidance. Ask people for perspective. Ask people their story. I share my story all the time with people, and it helps them get perspective, or I've helped them get perspective. There's people like that maybe if you know some, fantastic. If you got to go search them out, fantastic. But at the end of the day, what you will hear if they're massively successful is that they didn't have balance when they were building the foundation of whatever they created, when they were building foundation of their company, building the foundations of their financial structure. They didn't have balance. They're bound, and now they don't have balance, but it's a free imbalance, the imbalance of freedom. And I think that's important for people who are starting to do for themselves to realize. Do something. I mean, if you want just extra money, go Uber, go Airbnb, do these things, favor, all that stuff. Do that stuff because it's great to supplement what you already have. But if you're one of those people that are actually looking to create more, to do more, to actually put yourself in a better position, put your family and your legacy in a better position, then I'm sure you're gonna pick something that's a little bit more high powered, a little bit more, gives you the ability to establish wealth for yourself. And you cannot expect balance to give you what you want. Balance is sharing your time with things that are really meant to be temporary. Your job is At this point in this day and age, your job should be temporary, and whatever you're doing for yourself should be the permanent thing. There shouldn't be a side hustle mentality. The side hustle really should be the job. Your job or your career should be the side hustle, because whatever you're creating for yourself should be what takes care of your family. And if you have that mindset, not everybody has that mindset, but if you have that mindset and that's what you're wanting, that's what you're doing, then you have to keep in mind that you are literally taking an imbalanced life of working hard, putting in the time, high effort, low income in the beginning, and over time, that switches where you have high income, low effort, and that's when your lifestyle changes. That's when you can mentor people. That's when you can give people to people at the highest level. And so just want to give this perspective to you guys, because a lot of people think that balance is what they want. And from my perspective, balance was never what I wanted. I want to work an imbalanced life and build my company, build my assets, build my financial structure to the point where I have an imbalanced life of freedom and being able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, with who I want to do it with, and spend time wherever I want to, control time and money. We have an amazing opportunity right now. There's, the whole pandemic came in and kind of rocked people's world in terms of their financial structure, which makes people want to do more for themselves. Well, guess what? This page is meant to help people with those resources, help people with that mindset. Because at the end of the day, a business is a business. X's and O's, 1 + 1 is 2. But when you think about mindset, that's important. That's what allows people to succeed or not. And so I wanted to give you guys this feedback, wanted to give you guys this perspective. And I like doing these videos. I think a lot of people get value. If you feel like this video gives value to people and it gives value to you, feel free to add people to this channel. This platform, this group on Facebook. Feel free to add them. Feel free to, reach out to me if you need perspective or you need help. If I personally know you, if I don't know you, I'm open to sharing my story and helping with perspective anywhere I can give it. But with that, I just want to make sure you guys know, think about what you really want. And a lot of times, if you want freedom, if you want financial freedom, the enemy of that is balance. Balance is sharing. You don't want to share. You want to live an imbalanced life for a short period of time, a couple years, building a company, building your assets. And then on the flip side, you live in an imbalanced life, owning time, owning money, and living the life the way you want, creating a legacy and doing things at a higher level, and not being pinned down by a job or a paycheck. So hope this makes sense. And till next time, peace.